Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from the Daily Signal. This is dated June 30th, and this is going to be from the perspective of the author of the article, not me. I am not from New York. I've only been there like twice in my life, but it says, as a New York resident, here is my biggest worry about Mamdani socialism, and this is the author of the article, again, not me. So it says, New York socialist mayoral candidate's ideas threaten to bring back the post-George Floyd riots surge in crime. Of all the terrible policies 33-year-old New York mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani has embraced over the last 5 years, none threaten New York City more than his ideas about the police and law and order. Yeah, he wants to abolish the police. That's never gone well anywhere it's been tried. Go look at Minneapolis. Just to a certain extent, the New York Assemblyman's socialist ramblings about economics are less threatening because New York taxing and spending policies are handled by the Assembly, and they are already both extremely high. Mamdani's government-run grocery stores will likely just end up being a taxpayer-funded joke rather than being truly disastrous. In a sea of other, almost certainly more functional privately run businesses, I'm guessing New Yorkers will generally avoid the government option. Yeah, because once they run out of food, it's not exactly like it's going to keep refilling up. It's going to be when the government feels like putting food there. And all they'd say is, yeah, avoid them. Says where Mamdani will have a great deal of power to do damage is with his ideas about the police. Though he's tried to soften his position about defunding the police a bit in recent days, Mamdani has made it clear on social media over the years that he's hostile to traditional policing. And from Lives of TikTok, it says his plans for New York City are to defund the police, release all the criminals from prison, don't prosecute crime, and disarm law-abiding citizens. So, as it says here, it says New York City is done. I'd say, yeah, how could you vote for that? Yeah, and if this happens, everything is going to get worse in ways that nobody really has been able to figure out. And he said that he wants to replace those people, or the police, not those people, with the police with like social workers. That ain't going to work, buddy. It just isn't. It says the Daily Signal contacted Mamdani's office about his past social media posts and is yet to respond, right, because they're going to look like jackasses to try to defend that. It says taking money from the New York Police Department and giving it to social workers, there you go, is defunding the police whether Mamdani admits it or not. A similar program was tried under former New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, also a communist, and it amounted to a gargantuan scam that did nothing to improve public safety, as we all knew it would. Like, defunding the police is one of those things that, it's an idea that's so stupid, you can't believe somebody actually thought about it and is, like, actually trying to do it. Because it's like nothing good is going to come of it. And you just know that. And it's like, okay, go ahead and try. And then everywhere it's been tried, there's been a serious rise in violent crime? Surely you jest. But anyway, let's get back to the article. It says not only was de Blasio's 2015 program a colossal failure, but it turns out that police officers are quite competent in handling mental health emergencies. It says in 2023, officers responded to nearly 175,000 emotionally disturbed person calls, wrote Carolyn Gorman at City Journal. They used force in less than 1% of those encounters. The NYPD has years of experience successfully responding to crisis calls, so 1% of 175,000 is what, 1,750? Would that be? Am I doing my math right here? Tens, hundreds, thousands, yeah, or maybe, yeah, something like that. It's small compared to that number. Anyway, I was just curious about that. It says the NYPD is understandably getting nervous about the possibility that Mamdani might become mayor and implement his absurd agenda. It says the city would be totally unsafe for the people who live here, said Scott Monroe, president of the NYPD Detectives Endowment Association, according to the New York Post. I go to bed and I worry about the phone ringing. I'm worried about my members getting killed. I don't want to plan any funerals. And unfortunately, if this guy wins, there's going to be a lot of that. According to the New York Post, top officials at NYPD are worried they will see an exodus of police officers if Mamdani wins election. Yes, you probably will, and that in a way is defunding the police, isn't it? He wins and then they all leave anyway. And then you got yourself the same problem as if they were not actually defunded. So I will say, as a resident of New York, again, the author, not me, Jason, my greatest worry is that by essentially returning to the dumb anti-police ideas, not policies, ideas, of the Great Awakening, there will be another big crime spike in the city. New York has only now begun to recover from the 2020 crime surge, though many crime rates to start the year remain much higher than they were in 2019. And common street crime is only part of the equation. What can be expected from a mayor who refuses to denounce the phrase globalized intifada? Will he deploy NYPD when protesters get out of control as they have at Columbia University? As now, some of Mamdani's opponents, typically non-New Yorkers, have argued that it may be good for New York City to elect a socialist mayor. And all I'll say to that is no. You should not be electing socialists anywhere for any reason at all whatsoever. It just shouldn't be a thing, because only bad things will happen. No socialist anywhere has ever done anything good. It says the leftist denizens of the city will get what they want good and hard, and oh boy will they, including high crime, and it will serve as an example to the nation of what not to do. Never mind the warnings of people who have lived through this exact stuff to not do this, which they are ignoring. But there you go. They're just going to keep doing it. It says, I disagree, and not just because I live in the city. It says, the world has endless examples of Mamdani-style policies failing spectacularly. And oh boy, are there many. It says, it's not like this would be the only time that real socialism has been tried. It's an experiment that gets tried time and time again and damages societies for generations. Just look at the example of the social workers instead of cops program that cost New Yorkers over $1 billion. That program was launched a decade ago, failed, and now it's being proposed again. Globalist elites like Mamdani and his parents, and if you didn't hear my previous video on him, go check out who his parents are. This guy is not a poor working class person. He is a rich drama theater kid. Okay, says he won't really suffer from the consequences of these actions. No, he will not. He will be protected because he's the mayor. He's going to have, bodyguards, as the mayors tend to do. Says they just move in, make a mess, then move on to somewhere else when things don't work out. Instead, what will happen is the left will see Mamdani as an effective option to gain power and will try to float similar candidates elsewhere. And a lot of innocent people will be hurt, and unfortunately, I'm going to say, and probably be killed too. And I don't like saying that, but that's just what's going to happen. It's not just the billionaires whom Mamdani has created as a phony punching bag. You know what's going to happen to those billionaires? That they're going to leave New York City, my friend, and all that tax money that you want to take to use for things, it's going to go with them. So, sorry about that, pal. So, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.